Marineford is probably One Piece's most popular arc if you were to do a poll from the community. A scene I want to highlight includes Akainu and Garp. Once Ace was executed, Garp, he did not take that lightly, and to put that into perspective, the entire arc, Garp, he didn't really do much. He punched Marco, knocked him to the ground, he let Luffy hit him and knock him to the side, and that's about it. Garp, he got mad and started walking towards Akainu. Sengoku noticed this and he pinned Garp to the ground, where Garp said, "Yo, Sengoku, it's a good thing that you're holding me down, because if you let me go, I will kill Akainu." Stuff recently happened in the manga which made me not necessarily want to talk about this scene in particularly, but just about the older generation in general, and I will circle back to this scene, but I just want to talk about all of them as a whole. But if you guys enjoy regular One Piece content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out a new video. With that away, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's talk about the old generation. I talked about the prime of physical ages in my Supernova video. I'll leave that in the description, but to highlight this particular portion, the prime ages for somebody being physical or doing physical activities is between 26 and 35, where some people enter it a little bit early, some people exit their prime a little bit later. And the people of the old generation, they are definitely out of their prime. And Oda talked about old guys and old people in the SBS, where I'll read it for you guys. There certainly are a lot of old men in One Piece. Is this coincidence of the story setting that there are so many old characters, or do you just have a bad case of gotta draw old men or I'll die-itis? And then the answer was, I love old dudes. I think both men and women grow deeper and more interesting as they age. They're very often fascinating figures. However, reality means that you also grow physically weaker as you age. I've always had a deep disgust for young people who insult and disrespect their elders for this inevitable fact of life. So one of the fantasies that I depict in One Piece is a world in which old dudes, old ladies, grams, and pop-pops are still kicking butt and taking names. You'll be old like them one day too. Wouldn't it be cool to be this tough? I think One Piece highlights or has a bigger cast when it comes to old people doing stuff, but the whole old person in anime, that's like a staple. For example, Master Roshi in Dragon Ball. We know how much of a menace Jiren was, and yet Master Roshi was able to dodge some of his attacks in the manga. Yamato, we know from Bleach. His Bankai, it's so strong it dries up the Soul Society and it could destroy it. There's also Nesero from Hunter x Hunter, how he went up against Miriam, who nobody stood a chance against. Jiraiya from Naruto, the stuff that he did against Pain, he was handling business until he got jumped. So there's plenty more examples of this, so old people definitely do stuff in anime. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had a decent amount of characters above the older generation. These characters include Sanji, King, Zoro, Kid, Katakuri, Law, Yamato, and probably a few more. Not all of them, I think, are weaker or stronger than these characters, but definitely the older generation needs to be put in the mix. And the people I'm referring to include Garp, Old Whitebeard, Rayleigh, Sengoku, and I guess you could say Big Mom and Kaido, because they're not as young as people think they are. But like, can you really blame me for making this assumption? In anime, old people, they are strong, that is true. However, their power still declines and they're definitely not as strong as the newer, more spry generation. However, the older you are, the wiser you get because you have more experiences, which is why people typically say, listen to your elders. Garp, he made a reference about his age showing when he tried to throw cannonballs at Luffy's crew, saying, yo, my power was not as strong as it used to be. Rayleigh, he talked about this with Blackbeard at Amazon Lily. He said that Blackbeard only left out of respect for his name. If he were to fight against Blackbeard, he would not win. And there was also the interaction with him against Kizaru. He was fending him off for a little bit, and we saw Rayleigh noticeably gasping for air and was sweating. And I mean, technically the admirals, they're in their 50s as well, but still, I'm referencing more of Whitebeard and Roger's generation, not Shanks and Mihawk, which these admirals are a part of. Kaido and Big Mom, when they did that combined attack, I believe Kaido made mention, he was like, have your senses dulled, or have you gotten old, or is your back still intact at this old age. Big Mom was like, who are you talking to? During their combined attack, Whitebeard at Marineford, he was sick, couldn't use hockey, was having heart attacks mid-battle. So even in old age, these characters are still strong. But I really want to imagine them in their prime. Recently, we got a glimpse of that. It happened in chapter 1080, and I find it pretty cool because we just got a name attack from Shanks, and we just got a name attack from another character. But in 1080, Garp, he pulled up on Blackbeard's island. He was on the ship, which was floating in the air, and he laughed. He jumped off the ship and charged up an attack, saying, I'm doing this for Kobe because this is my pupil. He is going to lead the Navy in the future. And he charged up the attack and he hit the island with a galaxy impact. This had advanced conquerors imbued in the attack, and we know Kaido said only a handful of the very strongest can do this, which it makes sense. Luffy has conquerors, more likely not. Garp has it, well, Garp does have it, and Dragon probably has it as well. And if you put in play how high up Garp was when he did that attack, it makes it even more impressive. I want to mention this really quickly. When you look at the past, there was a panel or a scene when Garp, he was said to have fought Roger countless of times to the death, and Roger considered Garp to be a member of his crew. He asked him to protect Ace and treat him or be a father figure for him. Well, he didn't protect Ace, and he went crazy for when Kobe got kidnapped. I don't know, maybe seeing Ace's death made him want to go out and be more, I don't know, do stuff that he wants to do. But I just find it funny because I've seen a lot of memes about Ace's death and protecting Kobe. It's just hilarious. Going back to what I said earlier about Garp and Akainu's interaction, I'm still not necessarily convinced that Garp could have killed Akainu at Marineford. And I'll say this, I've gone on record, I don't know the particular videos that I've said this in, but I've said it in a few videos that I don't think that Garp could have killed Akainu. I think people undervalue the admirals, and they put the older generation on this pedestal, and they put the Yonko on some pedestal. And Jinbei, he even said himself that the Navy is stronger than ever. And Jinbei's what, like 43 or 48, something along those lines. So he's seen a decent bit. But at the same time, during Marineford, Garp, he was considerably healthier than Akainu was, because Akainu, he fought against Blackbeard, and then at the same time, it took somebody like Shanks to have to stop them. If I had to put the percentages earlier, like I said, in the past, I probably would have given it 100% certain that Garp would not have been able to kill Akainu. But now I have it more 60-40, where 60% I think he probably could have killed him, because the old generation, they may be aging, but they definitely ain't out the fight yet. Maybe it's me. To all my LeBron lovers or haters, you guys probably get that reference. Maybe I undervalued the older generation. But at the same time, there's a lot of people in the One Piece community who have made videos. Typically towards the end of the year, a lot of them make videos about the top 30 strongest in the current series, like not the older generation or all time. And so when I watch their videos, some of them, they have Garp, Sengoku, Rayleigh around the same area that I did, and have people like Zoro. I've seen people like King, I've seen Sabo, Law, and Kid over them. So I'm not the only one who said this. And after this chapter, I don't necessarily think that the older or the new generation is stronger. I think that some are stronger than others. I think it's really close. I don't think that one completely obliterates the other. But seeing all this stuff happening, it makes me really want to see either a flashback, get a spin-off novel, or maybe a movie about the old generation in their prime. But yeah, man, these old farts, they up here taking butts, well, kicking butts and taking names. I'm really excited to see more of Garp. Not necessarily, at least for me, not necessarily Rayleigh anymore, because, hey, let that man live. He's done plenty enough. But let me know how you guys feel about the older generation in the comment section below. Who do you guys think is the strongest character these guys can beat, and vice versa? In terms of the newer generation, do you guys think that they could beat any of these older guys? But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never saw a new video. Follow my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. So on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.